Welcome back to my beginner's guide to Chinese recipes, and today I'm going to show you possibly the most important recipe of them all: how to make boiled rice in a saucepan. Stick around guys, this may change your life. Well, you'll be able to cook rice in a saucepan, which is kind of a big deal. So boiling rice to the Chinese is the equivalent of the British making chips or mashed potato. It's crucial. However, I know plenty of people are a little bit wary of trying to boil rice because it looks a little bit tricky. But I think the thing that scares most people is the ratio of water to rice. Well, I've got a neat little trick that'll help you get your rice perfect every time. So before we get started, just a quick word on rice. People are often a little bit unsure of which rice to get. Basically, you're looking for a good long grain rice. There are lots of varieties in the supermarkets these days. It's much better than it used to be. My go-to pick is always jasmine Thai rice. It just cooks perfectly every time. The grains keep separate, the texture is always fantastic. It is a little bit more expensive than most other types of rice, but it's definitely worth it. And if you buy it in bulk, that cost difference comes right down, because we get like a 10-kilogram bag of rice that lasts us for about 2 or 3 months every time, and we eat a lot of rice. However, if you can't find it or your budget doesn't stretch that far, then American long grain is a pretty good substitute. If you want me to make a video about all the different rices and how to pick the one that's right for you, leave me a comment and I'm sure I can get round to it. So the method I'm going to show you today is using a saucepan. Obviously you can use a rice cooker, but I'm assuming if you're a beginner that you haven't got a rice cooker, and to be fair, you don't necessarily need one. We eat rice 3 or 4 times a week, so a rice cooker is really useful for us. If you're only having rice once or twice a week or every other week, then a rice cooker possibly isn't required. And when I explain it to you, the saucepan method is actually really easy. And the great thing about it is there's no actual measurements you need to make. Everything is approximate, and that little trick with the water ratio, which I'm about to show you, solves everything. This works in pretty much any size of saucepan. Medium to larger saucepans are a little bit easier, but because I'm only making rice for me today, I'm just going to make a small quantity in this little saucepan here. The only thing you really need to do is make sure that you've got enough rice in here to cover the bottom. The amount of rice in here covers the bottom of the saucepan to a depth of about 1 centimetre. You can put more if you like, but don't put too much in because rice expands. And for a small saucepan like this, too much more rice is going to have it expanding out of the saucepan, which we do not want. This quantity I've got in here is enough for 1 or 2 people. The other thing is I always make a little bit more rice than I need, because there's always that option of using the leftovers for fried rice. So of course that's nicely going to link into my next video, so keep your eyes open for that one. The next step is to wash our rice. What happens with rice in transit is the grains rub against each other with movement, which creates a powder which we want to really clean off, because otherwise it creates a kind of a slightly muddy taste to the rice. Now this is the magic bit. What we're going to do is we're going to pour water in, then using our index finger, what we're going to do is put the tip of our index finger on the top of the rice, just touching the top, and when the water hits your first knuckle there, that's the amount of water you need. There we go. So I'm just touching the top of the rice. Make sure your rice is fairly flat. Don't leave any bare patches so you can see the saucepan. Everything should be as level as you can make it. If you have to get your fingers in there to do that, that's absolutely fine. It normally settles quite flat anyway. Right, so we've got the finger on the top of the rice, and I'm going to add more water until it hits my knuckle. And if you disturb the rice, you can just put it back again. And just carefully do it until we're there, which is nearly there. Okay, perfect. And this method works for any amount of rice in any size saucepan. So as you can see, we've got our saucepan of rice on our stovetop. And the first thing we're going to do is heat it until it gets to boiling point. To speed this up, we're going to put the lid on it anyway. Okay, so the rice has now come up to the boil. What we're going to do is turn the heat right down, and it's just going to blip away like this. Yeah, when you've got it blipping like that, it's perfect. Any higher and you run the risk of burning the bottom of the rice, the bit that's in contact with the pan. Okay, so that's perfect. Now I'm going to replace the lid. This is a vented lid, i.e. it has a little hole to allow the steam to escape. If you don't have a lid with a vent, just tilt it like that and just leave the smallest of gaps, and that'll be fine because that'll allow the steam to escape. But because I've got a vented one, I can do that. Leave it to simmer away like that for 15 to 18 minutes and we should come back to perfect white boiled rice. So it's been 15 minutes, let's go check our rice. And that looks pretty perfect to me. Excellent. What we do here is we take it off the heat, we switch off the heat, and we're just going to go through it with a spoon and just loosen it up. Try not to squish the grains or break up the grains, but just gently. When I say don't break the grains, I mean don't break up the individual grains. Separate the grains a little bit just by giving it a gentle kind of stir. So what we're looking for is grains that are not too soggy, not too wet, nice and separated like that, so you can make out each individual grain of rice there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. If it looked a little bit wet or moist, you could leave it on the heat for a couple of more minutes and just keep checking it. These are approximate timings, but we are pretty much spot on here. There you go, guys. Perfectly boiled rice. There you go, guys. Check it out. Perfect, fluffy, firm grains of rice. Perfect to go with whatever Chinese meal you are planning. With jasmine rice, you get that really nice, clean flavour. When they call it fragrant rice, that used to kind of put me off because the thought of eating something, especially rice, being a little bit fragrant sounded a bit odd, but it's actually such a subtle fragrance, if you like. The taste is pure. And the thing is with rice is, it doesn't on its own taste of hardly anything, just that rice neutral taste. And that's perfect for when you're using it to accompany any dish that you want, because the whole point of it is to take on and absorb those flavors and to be a kind of transport mechanism for those flavors directly onto your palate. One caveat I have to make is the fact that, yes, I made that perfectly first time, okay, but it might take you 2 or 3 times to get used to the whole routine. If it doesn't work first time, do not get disheartened. It's actually a really easy fix. If the rice is too wet, if it goes all mushy at the end, it means you put too much water. Reduce the water a little, try again. If it's too dry and kind of hard, it means you haven't put enough water in. So next time, just do a little bit more water. After 2 or 3 times of doing it, you'll get whatever works for your system, whether that be the size of your saucepan, the proportions of your finger, or anything like that. What I've shown you is a great guide to get you in the right ballpark. You will then make adjustments that suit you. And to be fair, you might like a slightly different texture of rice to me. So do whatever works for you. It'll just take you a few times to dial in. Anyway, I hope this has been really useful to you, especially if you're just starting out in Chinese cooking. It's one of those very useful techniques to have because not everybody has rice cookers. If you're making your own Chinese dishes, you might as well make your own rice to go with it. So let me know in the comments what you think, if you're going to try it. As I said before, what I normally do is make more rice than I need for a meal, and then I can put the rest in the fridge and overnight it, so next day I can make egg fried rice, which I'll show you how to do if you see this video.